Hi, this is Pammy Joe, Lord's servant. I help people find and connect to God's voice in the noise. And the biggest place that we have noise in our being is in our own history and in our own minds. It is so subtle and so repetitive that we assume it's the truth and we assume it's the only way there is. Therefore, we underestimate ourselves. We don't even see those around us 100% as they are sometimes. Some of the time we do. And we get stuck in a loop. So here's how I'm going to explain it today. In the garden, Adam and Eve, they tried it the easy way by following a liar. And they did find things out by choosing to do it the shortcut way, but it damaged their wisdom, and it brought spiritual death to us all, and all of us would have done it. We need to understand our nature. Nevertheless, the consequence that God explained was that the man would have weeds in his life, in his garden after that, instead of everything bearing fruit, that the woman would yearn for her husband instead of God and end up feeling she had to serve him to feel okay about herself. And that husband could be other people. It could be everybody around you. It doesn't have to be one person. And the serpent's consequence was to crawl in the dirt. And dirt, dust, and eat the dust. That's an earth curse. The dust of earth is different. The air of earth is different, the spiritual air, than heavenly air. In heaven, the air is clear. One can see the truth easier. The resistance in the dust that covers the lens is cleared up. It's like having dirty glasses here. So we took on a curse here that we don't have to take on, because Adam has the option of pulling the weeds and reconciling with God and getting the rains that allow spiritual growth to flourish. In fact, the redemption is complete, and we can go back to that one-on-one with God thing and work with God instead of believing lies against our God and ourselves. Eve can meet with God now. She can desire her husband, but she can also desire and walk with her God. The curse is lifted for both of them. However, we took on a curse we don't own, and that's crawling in the dirt. We think that we're limited to human existence even when we're on earth. And how hypocritical of us to believe that we're eternal and that we have souls that God put here and that we have eternal life and access to that, and then just live as if we're an animal. Worse than an animal at least understands its habitat and it has its natural abilities. We live as if we're less than a serpent, that we're not even equivalent to the dust of the earth. God said, from the dust you came, and to the dust you will return. And that's what we've done, but he's given us redemption, and now we can rise up and live as eternals, as humans on earth. And I know this is true. He's been telling me this for years. I have a friend who's a minister, and she's issuing a book, and she just did a post today saying the same thing. There was more to Jesus' salvation than keeping us from hell or sending us to heaven someday. His salvation was instantaneous for everybody that's born. We do not have to believe the worst thing about ourselves all the time. We do not have to separate ourselves from God because we're dirty and we're not good enough for God. He never said that. He was telling us about the consequence of choosing the absolute worst outlook and the lies and embracing that and crawling around with it. Stand up. To ascend, all you have to do is stand up out of the dirt and stop looking at the darkness and focusing on it. The dark shadows. I was telling a friend, I've got dark things under my desk and dark things under the bed. Does that mean I'm going to lay on the floor and stare at the stuff that's underneath that I can't see without a flashlight and only focus on that? There's no other space in the whole world or a whole room except in that dark place. Why do you stay there? You don't have to. You can ignore it. You can stand up in the light. You can turn lights on. You can turn your light on. You can go outside. There's a lot of things you can do besides wallow in hopelessness and apathy. And I don't like the climate right now on Earth. I don't like what I'm feeling. The tired, there's no use feeling. It's not accurate. It's not there. Stand up and live. The transition to a different realm from here is pretty simple, but you don't have to wait. I mean, I can see people who just died going to heaven now. I can almost feel my daughter's little doggie who died sometimes brush against me. There's just a zone that we can't directly see into, but we're still connected to it. We're still connected to angels. They can see us. We matter. We were born for a reason. We aren't mistakes. We aren't dirt. So live like a light. To me, that's the only choice we have. And I won't accept less. Thank you for watching. Take care.